1, 2. Check 1, 2. Hello, hello, hello. Shoot, shoot. Making sure you can hear me alright on both sides of your headphones or your speakers. Just gently turning myself all the way up. There we go. Hello, hello. Welcome in. And happy Thursday, everyone. We've got our trusty dusty Yeti here today. I wanted to have a good amount of control over the gain natively, so I decided to use this today. I know the binaural aspect isn't quite as accurate to the screen, but I hope that you can make do with it for now. Hello. It has been a while. I've been kind of in a different creative gear completely, and it's just been a necessary part of the process. Hello, friend. Happy 38 months. I think I mentioned last time, or perhaps during that last week of my streams, when we last saw each other. Apologies for it being so long. But I think I told you I redid all of my sub badges, and I will be rolling those out. I kind of forgot to upload them. Oh no, there's a delay, huh? Hold on a sec. I don't have anything offset. That's weird. Let me try and refresh my video for you. Hello, is that better? Let me know. Sorry about that. Hello. I don't have any idea why either. It looks good on my OBS. It looks like absolutely perfect in my studio. But let me see. Let me see. You're hearing before you're seeing, huh? How long would you say the delay is? 2, 3. How many seconds? Milliseconds? Because I can do this. A little less than a second. How many milliseconds are in a second? 60? Let's try that. Looks like people are having different delay times. But let me know if that sync offset helps. 1000 milliseconds. How is this? It's better. Nailed it. Clap. I can always change it. I'm working in milliseconds. I have it at 96 right now. So if it's out of 1,000, we have quite a ways to go. I'm only at 96. I'm gonna keep going up. How's that? It doesn't have to be tarot today, I just brought them out. Hi. Welcome back. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. Hold on, I have to do this little opt-out of targeted advertising thing. Thanks, Twitch. How is it? How is the sound? I'm so sorry for that minimal delay. Cool. Well, hopefully it's good, and if it needs to be more or less one way or the other, you just let me know. I have it currently set to 130 millisecond sync offset. We can go down or we can go up. Alex or Alexis, hello. Thank you for the Prime sub. Just kidding, normal sub, tier 1 sub. Alright, I'm gonna get this big screen up. Hopefully it's watchable. Hopefully it's good enough for you to enjoy our time together today. I would have been really sad if we started off this time of streaming with an issue that persisted longer than just a couple minutes. So I'm glad we figured it out. I'm glad I didn't have to start over. All things are good. So I'm gonna go back to what I was saying right before the audio issue, which is that I have been in a completely different creative gear lately, and that has been that of which I didn't word that as I wanted to, but that gear has been one of which I have abandoned for a while, which is jewelry making. I've been crafting, I've been tinkering, I've been hammering, I've been sculpting, I've been doing 3D modeling with the software, which has been the toughest one so far, and that's why I kind of went back to like tactile stuff again, because you guys, as much as I understand the 3D software, and I'm going to continue to work on learning it because it's very helpful in the new day and age with 3D printers and all that good stuff. There's something about me being able to take a piece of metal, a piece of wire, a piece of clay, a piece of something tactile and real, and then like mold it into exactly what I have in my head using my hands. That's just so much easier for me at a certain point. So I have been making stuff. I made my first articulated hinge joint, like a physical little hinge joint. I made it out of clay. I made a tiny little vessel successfully. I'm very excited. I'm gonna continue to work on the prototypes, but I have very high confidence right now in being able to execute all of the ideas that I've showed you guys with my own two hands, not necessarily with a computer. So I'm gonna try my best to make all the prototypes. I have 2 so far in the works, but I'm gonna continue to work on all of them. Some of them are a little more complex. So that's what I've been doing. I also had a completely separate product idea that like immediately took over a bunch of my focus because it's awesome. Thank you so much, Sinchobi. I want to get to our news in a second too, but I have been waiting to think of a product that maybe doesn't necessarily have to be like a brand new invention, but like is something that feels unique to me and my interests and just like my life, and also couples together my love of ASMR, sound, healing, relaxation, and then like the gritty ruggedness that is metalsmithing, you know, grimy hands, a saw, and a piece of metal. Like, that's a very different feeling inherently to the ASMR. So I've figured out something that kind of combines everything. It's super whimsical and so special, and I need to figure out how exactly I'm gonna execute the idea, because I know for a fact it's possible due to there being an example of like the general concept widely available in many different mediums, specifically ceramics. I'm not sure why the design I thought of is very widely made in ceramics, but my idea takes it a step farther in a different direction. And it would of course be made out of metal, and it's pretty cool. And I can't wait to tell you about it eventually. And I think you guys are gonna be like just the same as I did when I had the idea, and then it just kind of spiraled into more ideas, and that's when I knew I needed to do it. I needed to work on it. Hi, Peter. I'm just giving you guys brief updates because I've been gone for a little while. I've also been talking to a lawyer about something, and that's been stressful, but it's not my issue. I have like the legal advantage in the situation, but still stressful to have to retain a lawyer for something, you know, to be put in a position to need to do that. However, it feels good to take power into my own hands and like do something about injustice. So yeah, that's been nice. Lawyers keep dropping my accident. That sucks. That sucks, and I hate that because the lawyers that I've been talking to have been very enthusiastic to work with me, but I think it's because they're like, ooh, money. Of course. Is it something personal? No, it's work related. Hello, it's work related enough where I would say it's not quite a personal matter, but I do feel personally invested in seeing it through to the end, because I feel personally like just like I wasn't done very right by the people. Obviously, that's why we're going through a legal process to do something about it. So yeah, just stuff that happens when you're a creator. You gotta deal with this stuff. I'm learning, and you have to pay for lawyers, and that sucks, but it'll be worth it in the end. And yeah, I've had a lot going on. Whoa, sorry, my mouse just fell. I've had a lot going on in my life, so I apologize for taking a break, but guess what? I've got a video recorded already. It's uploading tomorrow. It's a really, really, really cozy, like, personal attention whispering, but with a lot of brushing, and there's going to be some gentle rain in the background, as there is right now. However, it will be an updated rain sample that I just filmed probably like 2 weeks ago now. I'm very excited about it. The rain sounds so crispy, so like individual in its little droplets, and it's so, you're gonna love it. I want to maybe upload the rain by itself. I try not to do focus so much on everyone. Also, hello everyone. I'm gonna quickly, in between these notifications, try and take a thumbnail for us, so we can turn the overlay back on. I've been trying to stop myself from doing focus triggers because they are very good. You know, it's a good little, I don't want to say a filler, but like, when I'm kind of having a hard time thinking of something to do, it's really easy for me to just hold my finger up and say focus, you know? Like, it's a very easy segue trigger to like transition between one thing to another. But then I'm like, I need to not prioritize this in every video, because I always like go to it now because of you. So I need to not always do that. It is a good trigger though, and I do like using it. But yeah, lots of brushing, lots of descriptive language. I just kind of emphasized talking. I was like, what was that noise? Jeffrey, thank you so much. It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you. I just emphasized the talking being very enunciated, very overemphasized for the sake of ASMR. I just put my whole foot into it, and I'm excited to show it to you tomorrow. I tried to come back prepared with stuff earlier in the week. I was like, I'm gonna start the live stream and I'm gonna be like, I don't have any new videos coming, I don't know what's going on, but I've been making stuff. And then I decided I should probably get a video recorded, so I got one done. It's ready to post tomorrow and should be really fun, should be a good one. And moving forward, the streams will be able to be a lot more consistent, I'm hoping and assuming. My mom just left out of town last night. I got to see her off. I cooked for my entire family. I've been a busy person, staying involved with my loved ones in their lives. Alright, let's take a screen grab. Hold on a second. What was the dinner? I made tacos on the grill. It was very good. I highly, highly, highly recommend making tacos on the grill instead of the stove. It tastes so much better and it's so much easier to cook, in my opinion. It's like so much easier to make everything at the same time. Alright. Your brother's birthday is today, but you think you're just gonna see him another day? Why? You should go hang out with him. I can hold down the fort. I can't even hear. Can you guys hear the music? I can hear the rain pretty well, but not the music. Now I can hear it. I love the Yeti because I feel like the sound on the 3DO just isn't quite as isolated sometimes, or quite as easy to isolate. my microphone is humming. Is it now? The animation that I use at the beginning of this stream is just like a free, I forget what you would call it, just kind of like an HD screensaver, something like that. I don't remember what I googled in order to get it, but just look up like pixelated 3D 4K moving wallpaper or something very straightforward like that, and I'm sure you'll find it. I have another one that is green with a blue background, but I like the one with the black background because you can easily change the color of the little particles. Hi Evu, thank you so much. Can someone tell me what venting is? Cherie mentioned it in a previous live stream. Venting, in my personal definition, is basically an open-ended invitation to complain and or ramble, but usually in the context of a complaint or just some sort of maybe non-positive feedback about something, where it would otherwise be maybe a bit socially unacceptable to be engaging in such conversation, except for when you preface with, "Can I vent?" And then either you get a yes or a no, and if you get a yes, then it's an invitation to spew maybe some non so positive stuff into the conversation. It's like a way to also let off steam, so to speak, which people often attribute to emotions like anger and frustration. If you remember the old cartoons, when someone's really upset and they have like the little poof, poof, smoke coming off of them, that's why. Let off some steam, you would let off steam through a vent. So venting is just kind of the verb for releasing some of that stress in conversation. See you later, Mickey. Thanks for being here. If I may, do you plan to shoot a instructions with eyes closed type of ASMR video? I absolutely could do something like that, sure. You guys are funny. Absolutely not a single other person gave that user a real definition of the word venting, which is why I knew I was gonna have to do it, because you guys didn't help. Someone said venting is when you roll down the car windows a little bit. Everyone's saying venti like Starbucks. You guys are so silly. Happy 1 year. That's awesome. That means it's 1 year since you were unbanned. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad you're here now. So I finally got the job that I applied for 3 months ago. I just started last Sunday. I already love it. I'm so happy to hear that. Congratulations. Can everyone give a little congratulation clap in the chat to Aiden Harvey for getting a new job? Congratulations. Hey. Donald and Rob, thank you guys so much for the super chats. Donald, I like your little thumbs up. Thank you. Yay, clap. Hey, I need to I need to do the little slot thing with that now. You've had the same job for 16 years. What do? You must like it if you've had it for so long. Hi, Edo. Or Edo. So, next weekend, I will be going to Chicago to hang out with Sinchobi and plan the Streamer Awards even more in depth. We've been bouncing ideas back and forth, but I was like, listen, first of all, I need to already like go run an errand for my water machine in Illinois, not Chicago specifically. So I was like, I'll fly in, I'll get that done, but then let's meet for a couple days and we need to talk about the awards and like plan in person, because I just, something about being in person instead of a Zoom call, or like, you know, if I have the ability to, why would I not? So we're gonna meet up, we're gonna plan the Streamer Awards, the website redesign, all that good stuff. I'm so excited. And I was gonna tell you, Sinchobi, a side note, I've been trying to get aligned with Slide Sounds, and she just informed me right before the stream that she is going to be on vacation for like 12 days, and right in the middle of those 12 days is the weekend we're going. So she will not be around, unfortunately, for us to hang out with. But if there's any other Chicago creators, I will try to get in touch with them. I know, of course. Yeah, next time we'll figure that out. But I just wanted to give a heads up on that because I was excited, and I know I mentioned to you guys briefly that I was trying to get in touch with her, and we just couldn't work it out this time, but we will soon. We will soon. Thank you for listening to those brief updates. Yes, it's very exciting. I cannot wait. I have so many ideas for the awards website alone, and especially the ceremony itself. Lots of work to do. So much work to do all the time. So many big projects on the table. I think that's why I've been taking so many breaks. Because the big projects at hand, of course, need to be broken down to a lot of little steps in between. And I've been trying to tackle those as I go along. But there's a lot of things to do all the time. And we're trying to get them all done without missing a step or sacrificing quality. So, gotta take our time. And sometimes I don't have enough hours in the day to get on the live stream. But, you guys, I promise I'm gonna make it a priority because this is like a reprieve for me, just as much as I'm sure it is for a lot of you. This is a deep breath in the form of a collective space. So I need to make sure I continue to show up here because I need it. And I think a lot of you do too. As you've told me, I've gotten some complaints that the live streams have not been regular, and I'm sorry. And I know you're upset with me and a little disappointed, and I've heard you, and I agree, and I'm gonna try to do better and show up even more and get back into a good swing of things where it's like it used to be, very consistent, almost to the point of, you know, like we don't even know what to do with ourselves because we're always together. But there's no problem in that. And I'm gonna keep thinking of new stuff to do, I promise. I have a lot of ideas. A side note, I did something new with my nails this time. I added a little gold sparkle underneath the fringe, and I love it. It makes me happy. Thank you. Someone said you should do live streams however much you want. I've been trying to promise myself that I won't just like force anything. I don't want to come on to the live stream and just be like in a bad mood or stressed. I want to come when I'm happy. I want to come when I'm calm. I want to come when I'm ready to facilitate the kind of space that I need to and I want to. And that's a nice, relaxing environment, not a stressful one. So I need to be relaxed. And that's taken me some time to get back to feeling relaxed. But here we are. I'm sure you can understand. Welcome back, Slam. Happy 8 months. 8 months. 8 months. It's a long time. I was gonna say it's traffic time, but not quite. It's already been almost a year since I visited, I know. As soon as the year of the Hawaii trip passed, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to do stuff. I feel like I've made not as much progress on certain things as I wanted to, so I've been trying to kick myself into high gear lately. It'll be 3 years modding during TwitchCon. So awesome. LeBron James, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Yes, there will be more Animal Crossing streams. I just discovered Treasure Islands and I'm obsessed with them, and I will be doing more live streams. Absolutely. I have big plans for my islands, plural islands. That's right, I have 2 now. I restarted, well, I didn't restart it completely, but my other one I have a fresh new idea for. So, we're gonna do that. Yeah, I haven't really been playing lately either. I haven't been playing either because I have been doing all the other things. But I've been telling myself I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna get back on eventually. Slam, thank you for giving Pia a sub. Pia, are you here right now? If so, hi. I hope you're doing well. Also, I'm gonna shut my blinds a little bit more than they already are. Okay. That's a little too dark now. But no worries, I'll just turn up my camera. Yes, Kiwi's sleeping. She's a sleepy, sleepy girl. Right. Is that too bright in the background? No, think that looks good. I just felt like the sun was really bright, and it's not even sunny out, so just wanted to make it a little bit more even of lighting. Oh, so cozy. I'm wearing these really, really soft sweatpants, as you can hear. Very soft, very nice. Some nice fabric sounds today. We don't have to do anything with them. We can do it tomorrow instead of today. Or we can do it today too, whatever we're feeling, but I do want to show you that I got. Hi LT. Happy to be here. Aww. Oh, that's so nice. I hope you'll be following for the next 50 years too. I got 2 new decks, you guys. We've got the fairies, wisdom, inspiration, and magic from folktales around the world. And then we've got getting into the vortex, specifically a deck of 60 relationship cards. Everyone always asks me about love and relationships, so I wanted to get a deck that was in particular about relationships. I'm very excited to use these. I have only used both of them once so far, but I liked them. I enjoyed them. Yeah, I love this box. I love the magnet book closing. How do you even describe these boxes? I love when a box does this, when it has the little fold and the latch. If and when I ever make a book locket, imagine it would probably only be, this big, tiny. It would be like this. It would latch and then open up to reveal something very cool, and then close again. So cool. The magnet clasp. I know, it's the tactile experience is just so good. It's just so good. So I wanted to share that with you. Whenever we end up doing tarot again, we have cool new cards. Let's do a little vote. I'm totally cool with just catching up today, hanging out. I was planning on being live for a decent amount of time, so if we do tarot readings, that's perfect. It works. Tomorrow, we already have on the agenda a new video premiere, either before the live stream or during or after, but I know for sure the video's coming out sometime tomorrow. We could do a watch party on the stream. Are you getting a reading? Well, let's test out one of the decks then. You're good. I was gonna say, let's still do the poll, but we can, showcase something on the side. Hold on, I need to cough. I love this. I love being able to mute you so quickly. Let me drink some water. Yeah, I know you would have loved the cough, but I had to make a choice. I had to make a decision there, and I decided to spare most of the lurkers from a very unwarranted wake-up call. I don't think you need that. A button is always better than a software. Do you know how many clicks it would have taken me to mute that? I would have had to scroll. I would have been like, I need to cough. Hold on. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Click. And instead I could just be like, hold on. Hello. Yes, that is exactly what my cough sounded like. Slam, thank you for the... I like that tip. I like that number. So nice, thank you so much. Alright, so we're doing a poll in the chat on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, I'm sorry. We don't have polls as easily integrated there quite yet, but on Twitch, we do. And that is where the poll is currently. We are voting tarot today or tarot tomorrow. Today, tomorrow. Do you believe in change, like people changing and stuff? Of course. Why do you ask? I'm curious. Close poll. Red boy. Thank you so much for popping in. Hello to Australia. And thank you for the 10 gifted subs. I really appreciate that. You know what I was looking at the other day? The meteor shower was on the 12th. Actually, it's been going on since like July 20 something. I can't remember. And it's going until August later. But the peak was on the 12th. So I went out and I was driving around trying to find limited light pollution. And then I decided I should just look up a map. Of course. Let me look up a light pollution map of the world. Which, it's very cool that we have that satellite map of all the light pollution. I didn't realize that even though Australia is decently, kind of a smaller landmass, it's really only populated on the outside. There's a lot of space in the middle that is completely black, no light, nothing's happening there. I thought that was really interesting. Hawaii, in contrast, every single island has enough light pollution where it unfortunately reaches the other islands. Especially the most popular one. And I can attest to that. On a clear night, you can absolutely see a glow in the distance from a different island. And that makes me really sad, actually. To be honest with you. There's something really special about being able to access a space that you can clearly see the sky with, unobstructed by light pollution. And I didn't really realize how bad light pollution really is until I looked at a map of even the United States. And most of the East Coast and Midwest are very polluted with light. On the West Coast, there's a lot of scattering. California, tons of light pollution. Certain parts of Nevada, like Vegas, light pollution. Couple places in the north, but for the most part, there was some, completely unobstructed areas that were decently sized on the West Coast. Couldn't say the same for the other side and the Midwest. Thought that was really interesting. Canada, closer to the border of the US, yeah, there's some light, but the majority of the northern part, black, no light pollution. So, if you're ever curious about how much light pollution there is on the planet, I would recommend just going and looking at the map someday. It's really interesting. But, alas, I found somewhere that still had pollution, and I was able to see the sky just fine. And I saw multiple meteors, and it was super fun. So, highly also recommend. Every year in around the middle of August, there is a meteor shower. I forget what it's called. It's like the Perseids or something like that. Perseids. I forget how to spell it, but super fun. Highly recommend going and watching. Yeah, the Perseids. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. Okay, so tarot tomorrow. I agree with you. That's what I was thinking too. Persephone? No, it's not that one. But I do know Persephone. Perseids. That makes sense. Welcome back. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad to be here. Perseids. So is that right? Perseids. Friday tarot returns. We can do my reading tomorrow then. Okay, well, I still want to show you guys the decks, so I'm gonna do this one and we'll save all the other ones for tomorrow. I keep trying to get it off the screen. It keeps going further in the wrong direction. Oh, also, I've recorded a song. A real one that I might actually release. And it's not a cover, and it's not a song that I've ever sang for you before. It's a new song that no one's ever heard. A real song. A song that has nothing to do with ASMR. It's kind of a love song, but not really. It's just like it's just a song. And I know you're gonna like it, because I love it. It gets stuck in my head all the time already. It's kind of like, it's really cute. The background is very lo-fi-esque. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. It'll make you happy, but it could also make you cry. It just depends on how you're listening and what mood you're in. It's kind of a neutrally worded song, but it also carries a lot of emotion. And I know you're gonna love it. And I can't wait to show it to you. So that's another thing that I've done while I've been away. I'm trying to take action on some things that I've been meaning to, that I've been excited about. Did you record and publish it? I have recorded it. So actually, I'm not gonna lie, the person who made the beat, I did not make the beat. The person who made it, I had a friend in town last week. Yeah, last week. And they're pretty well known in the music sphere. Very well known, I would say, by a certain genre of people, by vaporwave people. If you know anything about vaporwave, you probably have heard of this person. And they made this beat just kind of for fun. And thank you, Slam. Oh my god, a $50 super chat. Terry, thank you so much. Alright, hold on, let me read that in a second out loud, because that's a really sweet message. All that to say, they made this beat. I requested that they sample a specific song, just like for fun. And then it was playing in the background on the loop. And as it was playing, I just had this melody that I couldn't get out of my head. So I started writing it in my notes. And they left, my friend left. And ever since then, I've just been like, that song needs to get recorded eventually. So I think 4 days ago, I finally sat down and I played the track. And I took my lyrics, I had 2 different versions, and I just kind of recorded both of them over and over in different, like, versions, different order of words. And then I was like, okay, now I'm just gonna mix and match and put it into the order that feels perfect, that just, like, flows right. And then the song is pretty much done. I already put a lot of, like, the effects that I wanted, and you guys guys are really gonna like it. I'm really excited for you to hear it. Terry said, speaking of singing, I wanted to say your singing at sunset video is one of my favorites from any creator. Would love you to make another soft whisper singing / humming video. I hear you. That video was one of my favorites to create because there was something about it that just felt really natural. Like, I love recording kind of with the time crunch of a sunset in the background, because you can't recreate that. You have to wait until the next day. You can't refilm certain parts of it over and over again. You're gonna lose the lighting. So most of my sunset videos by nature have to be in one take, which is of course very daunting when you're stepping into a recording. It's basically like telling yourself, don't mess it up every single time. And yet that's part of the fun, because it's one of those things where whatever happens, you have to improv around it. And that's where the magic happens. It's just going with the flow, wherever it takes you. I loved that video. I would be more than happy to make another one. And I really appreciate a $50 super chat to tell me that. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. I'm interested to know who the artist is. I wonder if I'd know them. Well, I'm hoping that they would want to publicly collaborate on it. There's one option where they're like, you can just put the song out as your song. But I would assume they would want to be affiliated for the sake of, you know, royalties and getting paid whatever. They have a ton more listeners than I do. So if anything, it would be helping me if their name was on the track. But you'll know who it is when the track comes out. All that to say, because they would be on it with me, I think. So pretty cool. Like, really cool. I actually am downplaying it a lot because I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to stay quiet about it because nothing is set in stone. The song could never be released because all of a sudden, I don't know, something happens. So I don't want to be too crazy hopeful, but once it's finished, I'm gonna send it off to them and I'm gonna say, do you have, you know, a stamp of approval for this? Is there anything else you would like to mix or master? Let them finalize it, because they're definitely the music person. And then put it out. Release it. Thank you, Slam. What a good number, 144. I am going to just shuffle these little fairy cards. And then pull one. Honestly, I'm feeling this top one. North, south, east, and west. But let me show you just briefly the artwork on these. Here, we'll do it like this. I skipped one. I like these because the card descriptions are different than, you know, the typical arcana, I think is what it's called. They're their own little story. I like them. I like fairies. So yeah, I like these. But let's read this really quick, just for fun. It's the That's crazy, actually. This is technically the first card of the deck, and it was the card that was on top even after I shuffled. Maybe I didn't shuffle very well. Regardless, it's the perfect card to start with. According to the legends of Norse mythology, the gods created Earth by killing a giant named Argilmir. Correct me on my pronunciation, please, if I'm wrong. Argilmir, and fashioning his body into Midgard, also known as the home of mankind, or the world as we know it today. His blood became our rivers and lakes, his flesh our land, and his bones our mountains and rocks. His skull became the dome of the heavens, upheld by Norodi, Surori, Ostri, and Vestri, north, south, east, and west. 4 dwarves who were guarding the cardinal directions, and without these fairies, the sky would surely collapse. When this card is drawn, you might be feeling lost and in need of some direction. Can anyone relate to that right now? Call on these fairies for support. So, the cardinal directions, basically. Remember that it's okay to be at the exploring stage of a career, a relationship, a project, and to not have all of the answers yet. Give yourself to the unknown, like our Earth long ago. You too must start somewhere. I feel like I can relate to that. I feel like I was just talking about how I've been in the brooding stages of a lot of my projects, and that's okay. You gotta start somewhere. So if anyone else relates to that energy, that's okay. We're still in a good spot. We're still making progress. And I'm proud of you, all the same. Also, I'm really sorry about my pronunciations of those. But yeah, that was a good... I like this deck. I'm excited to work with this one. I'm excited about a lot of things. I'm excited about you guys. Thanks for being here. I also... I have a coffee I didn't finish earlier, and I'm craving it a little bit, so I'm gonna go grab that. And when I come back, I will grab also the so satisfying trigger basket I have on the floor next to me, so we can start exploring some sounds. So let me go grab my little coffee and I'll be back. I'll just put you on mute this way. They literally could not be any cuter. Are you kidding? She just woke up. She's sleepy. Honestly, they both just woke up, realistically. Hold on, let me turn my air off. It's like, why is it so loud?
Don't leave. You're too cute. There we go. Much quieter. Munchie.
Ma'am, we've talked about this. We've talked about this. What the heck? What is going on? That was so weird. When did the music just like go off? It was turned all the way down for some reason. That's so weird. Vivi is doing pretty well. She just got an x-ray done recently and it looked good. They said she looked good. I will see if I have gloves with me. I don't think I have the green ones. I think I have a pair of black, but I can use those. Sure. Okay, but can someone tell me what happened with the music? Did you guys just sit here in silence? What happened? Because I didn't turn it all the way down, I don't think. I don't remember doing that. I thought I just went click and then left. I'm so confused. Well, anyway, I've got a lot of stuff here. I really wonder how this will sound. It's not meant to be a sound trigger, but I think it could be. Yeah, 1000%. Good, I'm glad you didn't notice. So weird. What? That's so strange. Okay, well, I'm glad you guys were all a witness because that's really weird. All I did was grab my little baby and my coffee and I went to the bathroom, which is what took me a little longer. But, you know. Super strange though. That makes perfect sense that Kiwi was at fault. She usually is. It's Yes, it is. Which I may need to like actually dump it out to find gloves, because where they are in here I could not tell you. Yeah, they're very similar to gloves I would imagine people wear when they tattoo. Medical gloves. Non-latex is what mine are. And they're compostable. Scott. What an interesting username. What is that little thing by your sub badge? Owl Access Pass 2018. What is that? I like that little symbol. Looks cool. Looks so special. She's so funny. She's laying on the edge like this and just like right over the edge of the bed. Excuse me. I don't know why she doesn't want to go cuddle with her beautiful sister, who looks like she would be more than happy to give her a bath. Missed opportunity. Oh. Oh. She's groaning. She's literally moaning and groaning. She's like, stop judging my choices. Overwatch League. Ooh. You are a professional Overwatch player in 2018. Congratulations for being not only into esports but really good at them by the time that that was going on. It's nice to meet you. I'm really glad you're here. Thanks for tuning in. I can see why even years after you need to relax. I'm sure that was very stressful. You rate this trigger? Do you know what we should do as a stream someday? I just had the absolute best idea. A, because it's just gonna be like a fun activity, but B, because it will also help me understand as a group what we enjoy and what we don't enjoy. We should do one of those excuse me, it would be on this side, S all the way down to like F, however they rank it, where it's like S tier, A, B, C, D, F, or whatever, or just like don't even. We need to rank all of the trigger sounds and put them up there. Yes, a trigger tier list for my triggers specifically. And then we could, like, I ahead of time could go in, make little like clip art of every item so I can drag and drop them. And then we can always refresh the list every month or every however often. And then that determines how often we do each trigger. So every trigger gets done. People don't need to worry about requesting them. But some get done more often than others because we've already established they're the S tier. Wait. You guys, I think that could be really fun. Do you agree? What do you think? S, A, B, C, D, E, F, trash tier. I love when people do ranking videos, and also this bin has been getting a little bit crowded, and I would love to not only like organize everything just in general, but then be able to organize it by priority and popularity. That'd be nice. I can have my most used trigger bin. I can have one that we don't really use very often put away in the closet. And just have everything a little more separated, a little more easily accessible. I like this. I like this. Ooh, that was my ankle. Ouch. I guess people's favorite like tapping, how do you place that? Well, you see it, there's different items to be tapped on. So, for instance, this is a tapping and kind of a scraping item. But you would just categorize the item itself into whatever tier, you know. I see tapping more as a medium to access the tool's best quality versus like only a standalone trigger, if that makes sense. Like I use tapping on so many different objects that I could never just be like only tapping is great. I like tapping even more in specific on cork, glass, wood. I love wood tapping so much. Tapping on the 3DO, pretty good. I'm gonna have to figure out how to organize the list because there is a lot of subsections I'm realizing. But we'll figure it out. And I think it will be fun. I know it will be, actually. I know it will be fun. Because we have tapping on the sides also. Feels so nice to have my nails growing out again. I miss them. Ooh. I like that you guys are already starting your rank lists, and this is why I think it's going to be interesting. I want to try and plan it in advance so we can have like a decent sized turnout of people to get the most accurate results, because obviously everyone's going to have a differing opinion. I think there will be a lot more debate than you might originally plan on in terms of what's better than another. But that's just my prediction. Also, I'm sorry if that...
Oh, am I being too loud? Particular.
We need to see the full set of options in advance. True. I think it would be one of those things where the tier list has all of the options on the bottom or something to drag and drop, or on the side. It will be polls for each item, I would assume. I'm not sure how else we would do it. Just like the chat majority, but that would be hard to calculate accurately. I just feel like it's sometimes hard to make the polls accessible to everyone. Look at how big this brush is. It's pretty soft, but it doesn't sound very soft. But that's because this thing isn't very soft. I need my little fuzzy one. Hold on, I'm gonna make a mess really quick. She's like, what's happening? They're both like, what are you doing? Sorry.
Oh. Much. A little bit.
Okay. That should sound a lot softer. A lot softer. All the brushes over there. Hi, Gabriel. Yo, I love that you will always gift like 10 subs and then, oh yeah, you subscribe.
You're playing. Dakota! Thank you.
Gosh, I can't reach out. Got it. Yo! Hines! Thank you so much. Let's see how this sounds. Better. Hines, thank you so much. Can I ask if ketchup inspired your nickname at all? Or is that just like your actual name? Either way, thank you so much. She's a diva.
Work it, girl. Diva. Look, you're so cute. Diva. That's nice. You guys, what the heck?
Thank you. Gosh, alright, let me lock in. We brought out the furry mic and everyone's like, wow.
Oh, I feel bad. Okay, there you go.
You can tackle it over here. Maybe not around the mouse. Ready? Here we go. That was a perfect text to speech.
Oh no. You're leaving.
He's so cute and small. Yo, thank you, mankind. Spreading the love to YouTube as well. Thank you so much. Locking it, locking it. We're gonna transport you from however you're feeling right now to a very, very relaxed state with the simple use of sound. You don't need to do a thing. No way. Thank you so much. What the heck? Heinz, thank you. Where did you come from? I don't even like. How long have you been in the community? Hold on a sec, I need to investigate. Mod, can you tag them in a message really quick so I can click on their name? Thank you, Dakota. Big Bob. Hold on, I need to let the kitten out. First live, long time watching. Well, thank you so much for the love. I really appreciate it. 1 second.
Oh, you're good. Cool.
Insane. brush was better. This is not a makeup brush. I'll give you a little treasure hunt. If you want to know where this came from, you need to watch the new video, because right in the beginning I say what this is from. So you're gonna have to watch. Thank you so much for the hype train, you guys. Level 9. Insane. Thank you so much. Oh, that's crazy. A lot of these I've realized are my personal favorites because they immediately make me like almost feel like I have to close my eyes and just listen. Insane. Also, I feel like this fell down a little bit. There we go. Just making sure. Yeah. It's the best, but also the worst because it makes me so sleepy so quickly. And I also feel rude just sitting here with my eyes closed. But sometimes I do think that that would be the most effective way for me to make ASMR. So I can just listen. It's what I do with a lot of the Foley sound or, After Effect sounds that I add. I'll is there's always a particular placement combined with pressure on the microphone, combined with pacing. Placement, pressure, pacing, very important. Saving that combo in my mind. What would you rank that one? S, A, B, C, D, E, F, trash. This one is a classic. I found this one pretty early when I was making ASMR, and I've loved it ever since. There's something about this sponge that I don't know if it's ever really been used as a sponge. Realistically, at this point, it's been in my ASMR box for 3 years now. That's crazy. Definitely longer than it would have been used as a sponge, that's for sure. But there's something about the fabric that immediately grips onto the hair. You can hear it grab and get kind of, stuck up against it for just a microsecond before releasing. And it makes the nicest crackles ever. They're so good. Let's take a listen. Close your eyes with me. And I want you to really listen to these tiny little... They're technically thread that's like this. Each one of these little dots is like a loop of thread. And we're gonna listen to each of these little loops getting stuck on these tiny little hairs on the microphone. Are you ready? Close your eyes. Would you rank that one? agree, it goes really nice with the rain. Johnstone, thank you. You and Jeffrey with the 4 sevens. Uh-oh. What the heck?